What is going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be bringing the GTO down to the tire store and get some new wheels mounted and balanced. We got some Forge Star 15 by 10s for the rear that we're going to wrap in some 275 60-15 Mickey Thompson ET Streets. And then for the front, we've got a set of 18-inch Forge Stars that we're going to wrap in some 245 40 18s, I believe. Those ones are going to be Nittos. They're the Forge Star F14s, I believe. I'll go ahead and show them to you guys when we get down there. We're going to try to get them mounted and balanced and hope that they fit. I know the rear might be a little bit big. I'm not sure if we're going to have to figure out some sort of clearancing issues or anything like that. But let's get them mounted up and see what happens. We're going to head down to the tire store over in East Lyme and see if they can't help us get some Forge Stars mounted up for the GTO. Got some nice 15s by 10s for the rear, and I didn't want to go with the skinny because I have them on the Hellcat and they're not ideal for street driving. So what I'm going to do is run an 18, basically stock size in the front, and do the 15 in the rear. And then when we do go to the track, like a lot of guys do, they use these little, basically what comes as a spare on those GTOs, and I'll put like a different, like a Mickey Thompson ET tire in the front or something, and we'll run like something like that for down at the track, just because it's not something that's going to get used every day.
Mine don't even ring anymore. Never had a mix with me my entire life. Mine don't even ring. Nope, I stay disconnected from the world. Taylor, speaking of which, can you send those videos to my wife, please?
Oh, here's the new lugs.
I was just about to do that. I'm like, wait a second.
I think the key's in there with it. If you want, we can just tighten two and spin it.
Well, it won't spin on with the other side on the floor.
Oh, fuck. Alright guys, so we just went on a ride with the new wheels on it. It's starting to get a little dark on me, but I hope you can see them. Super happy with how they came out, but we do have a slight little issue. Here, let me turn this thing off so you guys can hear me. So what we got going on here, did a couple little pulls. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Like right here-ish, right in here, it's rubbing up on that fender. So I really didn't want to, but it looks like we're gonna have to go ahead and either grind those back or roll them, do something with it. But yeah, I was just hoping they were gonna fit, but you guys know how it goes. This one just barely touches, which is weird. Kind of thought they'd be about the same on both sides. Very possible it needs the cradle aligned, but we'll figure that out later. So, but yeah, I guess let's go and get it in the garage and try to figure out what we got to get for this thing and try to figure it out. Alright guys, I just ran through all this stuff with you guys real quick a minute ago, but I didn't realize that the AC was on. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that down. I apologize if there was wind noise, but I'll just run through it with you guys real quick again. Just in case I either can't use that or you guys didn't want to listen to the wind. So we went ahead, we had the tire rub issues on the GTO, and we went ahead and got the EASTWOOD fender rolling tool. It looks to be a pretty decent quality tool so far. We'll find out some more tomorrow, see how user-friendly it is and see how well it works. The biggest thing I'm worried about really is this wheel getting eaten, but everyone keeps telling me that this one's one of the better ones, so we'll give it a try. That, and then also this hub ring. I think it should fit. I couldn't find a list of dimensions that it does fit. It's more of like a universal thing, but I did see that a lot of them sell different adapters for it. So I'm hoping, like I said, that it fits or we can make something work. I mean, this car is always an oddball when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, we should be able to make something work there. And then we got the EASTWOOD thermal, the heat gun here, so that we can keep an eye on it when we're heating up the paint on the fenders to try to keep it from cracking. Then to finish, we've got the fender forming pliers here. They look pretty decent. I mean, very nice quality. I'll give it that. We'll see how well it works tomorrow. I've never used any of this stuff. Like I said, guys, the only thing here I've used is obviously heat gun and the thermometer. So it's going to be kind of interesting. It'll definitely be a good learning experience. I'm actually like a little kid. I love new tools. It's like Christmas every time. But I'm really actually interested to try out this heat gun because it just looks nice, digital and everything. Like I said, I've got the Milwaukee one, which does work. I've used it for quite a bit of vinyl stuff, but the problem with that is the batteries. Even with the big 12-0 batteries, it just kills them. So yeah, we'll go ahead, get the car in here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this lug. It's like the lock for the spline lug nut. I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it in electrical tape. I haven't had an issue with it or anything, but I just feel like I'd rather be safe than sorry. On the Hellcat, I have like a set of sockets that have that like plastic protective sheathing on them, but the size that I need for this car is actually in the back of the Hellcat, so that doesn't do me any good right now. I'm just gonna wrap it. Try to help protect it a little bit at least. You know, I was just thinking about it. I might go back down one more time. Just because I could be wrong, but I feel like if I leave it cut at this end, when it's in there spinning, trying to take the nut off or on, then it's gonna have more of a likelihood to peel my tape back on me. Where if I bring it back down to this end, might have half a chance. Still works perfect. So today, guys, we're going to be using the Kwik lift to put the car up in the air, and then we'll put it up even more to get the wheels off the ground so that we can start rolling those fenders. I just wanted to show you guys something real quick. If any of you have a Kwik lift or are interested in one, well, this black jack right here came with this head on it. You see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're not deep grooves at all. Well, to lift the Kwik lift up, you have to use the jack on this round tube over here that's underneath the car, and you put it in the center and then jack it up, and that's how you actually lift the car. Well, I didn't like that on this one it didn't have any grooves for that round pipe to sit in, so I took this head off this jack and just swapped them so that I could grind this one down. I don't know if you can see it, but I made little somewhat roundish grooves all the way down so that that big pipe had something to sit in, so that when you're jacking it up, if the pipe's here, it can't roll off or roll forward and come off the jack. Honestly, I kind of wish that there was still a better way to lock it into the jack better. I'm gonna weld something up one of these days, like a full-on cradle, but for now that definitely helps, and it just peace of mind for me. But let's go ahead and get this jack over here, and we will start to put the car up and see how everything goes. So to get the jack under there, first you got to take and spin this bar just about straight up and down so that the jack can fit underneath. Now I don't know if you guys can see that, but and we will take as you can see, I try to get the pipe so that it's in my groove. You can see as the jack can move around, but that headpiece there, for the most part, stays where I want it. And then you just start jacking her up. Now we can go ahead and let it down right on those legs. Alright guys, so we've got the car up in the air now. Getting ready to pop the wheel off. I just wanted to take a second and show you guys why I use the Kwik lift. It's super easy, you don't need any hydraulics, you don't need any power, and for people like me, I have a raised ranch, so my garage isn't exactly the biggest and we have these annoying poles in the middle, but it's a low clearance and it fits perfect. I was gonna get Kwik jacks instead, but the reason I didn't end up with Kwik jacks was because the fact that they didn't go very high. With this one, when I do an exhaust or something underneath the car, I'm a big guy. I can fit under there comfortably on a creeper. I have a creeper that like you almost sit up underneath and it just works great. But yeah, so that's why I use the Kwik lift. Just wanted to show you guys here real quick, see if you can get a better view of what we're trying to fix. It was slicing into the tire pretty decent here. Not horrible, I've seen worse, but that's what we're trying to fix. It's, you can see it was caking it up pretty good. So we already did some clearancing a while back. In here you can see where the fresh paint is. We had to tap that in a little bit, round it in, because it was hitting the inside of the wheel. But now we're onto the outside of the wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this wheel off, and then we will start trying out the new EASTWOOD fender roller. I apologize if there's any wind noise going on here, guys. It's hot as heck out here today, so I got the AC in here running. Let's go ahead and get this wheel off. Alright, now we've got the wheel off, car up in the air. I'm going to go ahead and get that tool out, and we will start setting it up and giving it a try. Alright guys, so we've got everything set up here. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Like I said, I've never done this before, but gonna give it a try. I think I'm gonna try going on that slider, like that slight angle right there, and try to get this thing started, because as you can see it goes straight in. So I don't want to just try cranking up on it and like crack the paint or like push the actual fender out or quarter panel, whatever. But I think I'm gonna try pushing like up and then start pushing in and see what happens. So Guys, we're making progress for sure. As you remember, that's what the fender looked like, and it's pretty well rolled, I would say. Let me get this thing out of the way here. You can see that's one spot. I mean, I couldn't really do much. I might come back and cut it a little, but I think it's pretty decent. It's pretty well flat all the way across now. I think it's gonna give us a lot better clearance. But I'm gonna take you over and show you what the tire looks like with it off, so you can see where exactly it was rubbing. I don't know if you can see it. But right there. It was rubbing halfway decent, really, but I'm hoping now that it should kick us out a little bit. Hopefully be like down here where the tire is actually down lower, so that it might just miss it, I'm hoping. If it's still hitting, we're gonna have to maybe grind it, or we'll figure something else out. Like I said, I'm hoping this fixes it. But we did have one issue with the fender roller here, the EASTWOOD one. It's a pretty stout tool. I'm pretty happy with how heavy duty this thing is. Let me go ahead and roll it up here. But you'll see down in here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's the shaft. I don't really know why, but you can see where I put like a little Allen head bolt in there, and the reason I did that was because I had a cotter pin in there, and that's what it came with, a cotter pin. And I even tried a heavier duty one and everything, and it just kept shearing it off. It was weird. So like I said, I found a bolt that fit in there, and now it seems to be working all right. I haven't had any issues. I haven't tried to bend it or anything like that, so I'm just gonna run with it. Other than that though, it's definitely a workout. It's not fun to do. I don't know if next time maybe I would just grind them instead of roll them, to be honest. It did come out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the finish, and I kept the heat gun on the fender, kept it between like 120 and 150, and I got a couple super light cracks. You can't even really see them though, from like when you're standing, like when the car's back on the ground, you're not really going to be able to see them. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, now we just got to do the other side and then get it on the ground, take it for a ride, and see if it fixes our problem. I'm pretty confident that we're going to be good though, so just keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Alright guys, so we got the car all turned around, got it up, just pulled this wheel, about to start rolling this fender. Last one took a lot longer than I was thinking it was going to, but as you can see, this one was rubbing a little bit too. Not terrible. The other side was worse for some oddball reason, but we're gonna go ahead and get this one taken care of, since we already started. I don't want to do one side and leave this side, so go ahead and do that. I also wanted to show you guys, I showed you before when I had it up mounted to the car, but you couldn't really see it. Here you can see I put a bolt in there where there was a cotter pin before. It kept shearing the cotter pin off. It was really weird, but I haven't had an issue since I did the bolt, and it was shearing cotter pins. Probably went through like 4 of them on the other side, and then I finally decided to just go with a bolt, and it's been fine ever since. So let's go ahead and get this thing mounted up and we'll start getting her done. Alright guys, so as you know, we went ahead and rolled the fenders, but now I want to try something on this lift. I want to see if we can use the tow hook spots that are like right in front of the rear wheels and some straps. And I made these little like spacer blocks to give the straps a little bit more throw. And we're going to try to actually like suck the car down and see if we can't get it to squat to about where it is when it's launching, so that we know if rolling the fenders helped before we go out and take it for a ride. But I'm going to zero these shocks out and then we'll get the straps hooked up and I'll show you guys when we get there. Alright guys, so we got the straps hooked up. That's what I made those blocks for, to give us a little bit more throw on the strap. We got that going to the lift, and then we got the strap going up to the tow hooks on either side. Now we're going to try to ratchet strap them down and see if we can't get the car to squat. See how much clearance we created with rolling the fenders, and see if the tires are still rubbing anywhere. We do have some jack stands under the whole thing just to be safe, but let's go ahead and get it strapped down. stop touching?
Yep.
Alright, let's check it out. So we've got her strapped down here, as you guys can see. Got her squatted pretty good actually. And we gained a lot of clearance from rolling that fender. She can tuck right up in there nice now. Before, we were probably a good, I'd say a good inch. I mean, you can see how it's right down to this rib right here. Where before, I don't know if you can see it on this tire, we couldn't go past right here on the tire. So, way up here really. So, we gained a lot. Show you what we got for clearance here. Still fit an envelope through it. I'm sure it can go down a little more, and on sticky surface it might hook and squat that much, but with the shocks adjusted and the new Petters drag springs in there, might even do drag bags at some point, but I'm not sure. But I don't think it's gonna squat any more than this at max. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think we got a lot better chance. And since we rolled that fender now, if it does contact on that side, it's not a straight sharp edge like it was before, where now it's a rolled surface. So we got half a chance of it just gliding on there, not causing any damage. So let's get this thing down and go take it for a ride and see if we fixed it, see if it rubs anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing for a ride. See if we fix that rub issue by rolling the fenders. Got the new marker lights in there, they're switchbacks, they look pretty cool. Show you those things real quick. But alright, let's go get this thing on the road and see what happens. Well guys, so we took it for a ride, and I got on it a couple times pretty good, and I'm not seeing any rub, which is pretty cool. I mean, we've still got this little bit here obviously that was there before, from before we rolled it, but it didn't get any worse obviously, and there's nothing to hit right now here. As you've seen when we strapped the car down, it misses that completely now. But down here, I'm not seeing anything. This is obviously part of the tire, that's just how they're formed or whatever, but there's no rub anymore. So I think that we fixed our problems. I looked on the inside, I don't see any new rub. I'm gonna have to say that we fixed it. Try to get some hard launches here in the next couple days and see if anything changes, but so far I think we're good, which is pretty awesome. Pretty pumped about that. Get this thing out and rip on it some more. But yeah, I think we fixed it. Alright guys, well that will do it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys stick around, like and subscribe. We've got some really cool content coming up. Obviously with this car, I've got some good content coming with the Duramax, and then of course the Hellcat. I do already have some videos I got to put together for you guys of the last outing up at Pocono. We did the Race Motive roll racing event. We were just there more of like a test and tune type thing, but we still got to run the car. We had a few issues, as you'll see in the video, but we did make some good runs. We will have some more roll racing content coming up very shortly here. September 4th, we're going to be in Pocono at the roll race event out there again, sponsored by, or put on by Race Motive. It's going to be a great time, lots of content, and there's going to be some killer video. We're hoping to get some good races in. We'll see what's out there on that day and see who we can race. But again, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.